This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
First show of December. We are back in the booth here for the Lancer Locker. I got a fun one here for y'all today. We're talking Mount Marty women's basketball on KYNT today. We've got in senior Kaity Hove from the Mount Marty women's basketball program, as well as head coach Allan Bertram, talking about everything going on with the program. That coming up in a couple of minutes. I spoke with both of them a little earlier today. It was a couple of great talks. I always appreciate having Bertram in, and having Kaity Hove on the locker was a lot of fun as well. First off, let's start off with our week in review of Lancer athletics. These are some of the things that happened around Lancer Nation. We'll start it off with track and field. Mount Marty track and field took the top 2 spots in the men's heptathlon over the weekend during the SDSU Holiday Open. This was the first indoor track and field meet of the season. Lancers took the top 2 spots in the men's heptathlon. It was Mason Schleiss who took home first place, Michael Beyer in second. Schleiss would win both the 60-meter hurdles and the pole vault en route to his heptathlon title. Fellow Lancer James Desch would finish 7th in the event in his collegiate debut. Mount Marty track and field will return to action in December, on December 8th, when they open with the Concordia Bulldog Early Bird in Seward, Nebraska. Still getting used to December being now. It's already December, which is kind of crazy. The holiday season is already around the corner. We'll keep rolling with the week in review of some of the other things going on. Mount Marty men's and women's basketball had a couple of games over the last couple of days. They both ended up splitting the week. First off, with the women's basketball teams, they play first. They beat the College of St. Mary on Wednesday evening in the Simple Arena. Lancers return home. They had a couple of home games in 29 days, I think it was. October 30th was their last home game, and then November 29th was the next one after that. They spent almost the entirety of the month of November on the road. But the Lancers return home this weekend. College of St. Mary, they beat on Wednesday, 77-52. For the men's team, they beat Dakota State on Wednesday night, 77-69 was the final of that one. Saturday went the other way. The Lancers swept their opponents on Wednesday. They got swept on Saturday versus Briarcliff. Briarcliff women won 90-58, and the Briarcliff men won 72-57. So it was a decent week for the Lancer basketball teams. They got a couple of wins, a couple of losses. They split the week, and now they go to Concordia, or I guess they host Concordia here Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. We'll have all the coverage right here on KYNT. KYNTV, 5:15 p.m. Wednesday evening. We'll go live for that one, covering Concordia University and Mount Marty University basketball in the GPAC. With that said, let's go ahead and take that first break of the show. We'll come back in a couple of minutes, speak with Kaity Hove, or actually, we're going to speak with Allan Bertram first. So let's go ahead and take that first break of the show. We'll come back here in a couple of minutes, speak with Allan Bertram, head coach of the Mount Marty women's basketball program. We'll talk about everything going into this season. We'll talk about everything overall. I wanted to ask this guy about the future plans and everything in between. That interview was earlier today. We'll play it coming up. And then Kaity Hove, senior guard for the Mount Marty Lancers, in the booth around the corner. It's KYNT. I'm Tel Tanner, the Lancer Locker on a Monday. Back after this.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Tiffany Tucson at Aztec in Yankton. We want our employees to thrive and succeed. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. The team continues to grow. We have openings in a variety of departments: sign-on bonuses, double overtime, immediate benefits like retirement, savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursements, and more. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by 700 West 21st Street or apply at aztecjobs.com.
Wherever you are in life, you've got plans. You need health insurance for today and for the future. You need Avera Health Plans. Coverage that connects you to community resources, fitness center incentives, and health coaching. You need a health plan that provides solutions for your business and for your family. Learn more at averahealthplans.com. Avera Health Plans, moving health forward.
Looking for the perfect meal that hits the spot every time? Look no further than Boss's Pizza and Chicken. At Boss's Pizza and Chicken, they're serving up piping hot, mouth-watering pizzas with all of your favorite toppings. And that's not all. The crispy roasted chicken is a taste sensation that will keep you coming back for more. Whether you're dining in with family and friends or enjoying a night in, order Boss's Pizza and Chicken of Yankton, where every bite is a moment of pure satisfaction.
Wellness should feel good and taste good. That's why Alani Nu offers a range of delicious energy drinks to support your goals while bringing bright, bold flavors to your daily routine. Whether you want to hit your last rep, beat the competition, or simply balance your hormones, do it all with an Alani Nu energy drink in hand, promising to increase physical performance and boost focus with just 10 calories and no sugar or gluten. Alani Nu energy drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. Stock up today.
As a proud community bank, Core Trust delivers more than just checking and savings accounts. We invest in the cities and towns where we live and work by volunteering to coach youth sports teams, supporting local charities and the arts with our time and resources. Whether we live in a rural town in South Dakota or a suburban city in Minnesota, it's a place we call home. Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations.
Member FDIC.
I learned a lot of sayings from my dad. One of them was, do one thing, do it better than anyone else. At Dakota Mac, that one thing is long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate. If you're considering expanding your ag operation or restructuring your debt, give Dakota Mac a call. They'll be happy to walk you through your options.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT 102.1 FM AM 1450. Sitting here with the head coach of the Mount Marty women's basketball program now, Allan Bertram, second-year head coach, as we are really getting rolling into this 2023-2024 season. Allan, thanks for coming in again.
You bet.
Let's go ahead and talk about this season as a whole. I want to start off small and then go to big picture. First off, we'll start the week, the season, then go to the big picture. So this week, you split with a couple of teams in the GPAC. You get the win over the College of St. Mary. You fall to Briarcliff. Next week, or this week, I guess now, you get Concordia, and you go up to the Corn Palace versus Dakota State. Can you tell me about this last week and what you saw from your program?
Wednesday, we just put together a really nice basketball game in regards to what we did offensively. We started out a little bit sluggish in the first quarter. College St. Mary's obviously came out hot, but I felt our girls really settled in well. And as the game progressed, we got more disciplined with what we were doing. And then offensively in the fourth quarter, we just came out and shot the ball extremely well. So it's always nice to get a GPAC win. It's not very often you get a GPAC win by the amount of points that we got against College St. Mary. So it was a great home game for us, being gone for so long, Tal.
Let's talk about the season as a whole at this point. This November was just crazy with the road schedule. You had probably the toughest schedule in the conference. You had all of the top teams right at the beginning on the road. Last home game was October 30th and then November 29th. So can you tell me about the season as a whole and how you think it's going?
A lot of ups and downs. Obviously, we started off well going 2-0, and then we get beat on a buzzer beater at the Pentagon in a game that we just battled so hard for. So we really feel like we should have started 3-0, but that's basketball for you. We got tested really tough early. Obviously, going on the road to places like Dordt and Morningside aren't easy to do, but that's also how you grow. And so looking back, even though it was difficult, I don't regret not being at home for that month. I feel it was an opportunity for us to learn a lot about ourselves during that time. So now you just got to take that information that you have in regards to where you're at and the things you're doing well, the things you're not doing well, and then really try to focus on those things in practice so we can continue to improve.
Talk about the overall of this program then. You're in year 2. Obviously, you're a guy with a lot of connections with obviously the Sacred Hoops up in Sioux Falls and your coaching tree for a long time. Can you tell me about the direction of this program and where you see it going over the next couple of years?
Well, we're excited about it. Obviously, we've taken some big steps forward from a couple of years ago, and we're still a very young basketball team. We just have 2 seniors on the team this year, and Katie and Brianna, and the majority of our team is very much young, freshmen and sophomores heavy right now for us, besides those 2. And so the trajectory of the program is on the upswing, and that's where you want it to be at. And you can see the talent, especially the young talent that we have on the floor each and every night.
I want to talk about some of these players. We'll start it off with these two seniors, Brianna Jensen, Kaity Hove, these two players that have been very big over the last couple seasons. Can you tell me what they bring to the program?
Well, I think, a lot of people see what they do on the basketball floor, but what I'm most, proud of when it comes to Kaity and Brianna are the type of people they are. And, when you try to start a program like this, it's so important that you have people who can kind of set the foundation for where you want it to go. Their work ethic is second to none. They're both kids that other people want to be around. They're great leaders. They're kids that you'd want to have as your own daughter, to be honest with you. As an older male, you always want kids that embody that, and I love both of them to death, and they've really helped build what we're trying to build right now at Mount Marty.
Both of them were transferring in. You were able to bring in some transfers this last year, and really been in that for the next couple of years as well. Can you tell me what that brings to the program as well?
Well, more importantly, when you take it over and you're so young, you have to have some experience, especially in the GPAC where the majority of especially the top teams are all so senior laden.
Especially this year.
Especially this year with all the fifth years. So you don't want to put all that pressure on a bunch of young kids to have to compete against that every night. And so it's nice to have some of that experience, some of those older girls who've been through it. They've been through the fire a little bit. That you can kind of rely on as a coach to be able to go out and not just do the things that you want them to do on the floor, but also lead off the floor as well. And so that's kind of the premise. I mean, obviously down the road, you want to kind of get away from that a little bit, but we know that the first 2-3 years, it's going to be very important to bring that level of experience in until our younger girls become older girls.
Let's talk about those younger girls now. As we talk about freshmen like Jaden Jensen, sophomore Sydney Thuy, Kayla Martinez, some of these younger players, and then you've got some injuries to some juniors as well, and Jarowski and Kempf. Can you tell me about the future of some of these younger players?
Yeah, I think people see how good of a player Jaden Jensen's going to become. She's our leading scorer right now, and she just plays the game at a much older level than what you would think a freshman would. She's always even keel. You never get much of a reaction out of her, good or bad. But she can play inside and out, and she can score in a variety of ways, and has been a tremendous asset to us this year. And then obviously, Kayla is a girl who's expected a lot of things from us in regards to what she can do from the outside on shooting the basketball. But she's really improved herself defensively in the last year, and that's one thing that we're really proud of. And then, even in the second half on Saturday against Briar Cliff, I think people were able to see what Sydney Thuy can be. She's been somewhat inconsistent a little bit at times for us, but more importantly, what she's doing is she's growing. And when she has the right mindset and she's able to be aggressive like she was in the second half, she's virtually unstoppable at times. And she had a great game, and especially in the second half on Saturday. So, all those kids we mentioned are all freshmen and sophomores. We do right now, our junior class is very talented but very injured, and so Emma Jarowski hasn't played a game yet for us this year, and she started the last 2 years. Sydney Altenberg is another terrific junior that hasn't been able to play because of an injury, and Macy Kemp is a girl who freshman and sophomore year started the majority of the games here and hasn't really been able to play since last December.
So the entire junior class is just out with injuries right now.
Pretty much. And so again, it puts a lot more pressure on girls like Kaity and Brianna, just because you would want those juniors to be leaders. But with those juniors not playing right now, you go from 2 seniors all the way down to a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. And so I do think at times it puts a greater responsibility on some of our seniors, but I think they've handled it pretty well.
After this week where you've got 2 more GPAC games, then you kind of go into that holiday schedule. You got an exhibition game next Wednesday versus the University of South Dakota. Then you go to California. First off, let's talk about the USD game first. You wanting to play over the last couple of years, I know this is a thing where you've been talking with USD, they've been talking with you. You're so close, so everybody wants to play. Can you tell me about this matchup and what it looks like going forward?
Yeah, we're just excited about it. Obviously, they're having a great year this year in the Summit. They're one of the best teams in the Summit League Conference in Division I basketball, and so for us to be able to have an opportunity for our girls to go onto their home floor and play against a Division I opponent it's a great opportunity for our kids to experience what that's like, and so. We're very excited about it, and Kayla does such a great job over there at University of South Dakota, and it's something that we really want to develop a relationship with them so that this can become an annual game between Mount Marty and University of South Dakota. We're 25 miles apart, and a lot of the supporters support both programs, and so it's a great opportunity to get both teams together in one area where everybody supports both programs pretty strongly.
Let's talk about your upcoming trip to California then. Anaheim, California is where you're going to be December 18th. It's a Monday versus Bethesda University of California. And then you're going to Pacific Union Wednesday in Angwin, California, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about this schedule of what it takes to get an entire basketball team to California for a couple days?
It's a lot, and we're doing it way different than most teams do. Most teams who travel, they take just their varsity team when they go travel on a big trip like that. For us, we're taking everybody. So all 31 of our girls are going to California before Christmas break. We do actually have JV games lined up for our JV teams as well. So they'll all get to play. It's a lot of logistics when you're booking 31 airplane tickets and you're getting hotel rooms and you're lining up food and transportation and all that. It's not a 1 or 2 day event to get all that lined up. But we're really excited to be able to do this for our kids. It's part of the college experience. You get to go play 2 teams you're obviously never going to get to play again. And it's a great opportunity for us for 4 days to spend some really good quality time together as a team right before the Christmas break.
And it helps the team bond as well. You got to find plenty of things to do besides basketball because you're going to have a lot of downtime.
Absolutely. And hopefully, in December in South Dakota, you never know what the weather's going to be like. And we think we're going to a pretty good area.
California's always nice.
So the weather should be pretty good for the girls too down there when we're there.
As you talk about the downtime you're going to have in California, do you have plans of what you're going to be doing when you're obviously not playing basketball? It can't be 24/7. So.
No, and there's so much to do. Obviously, we're staying in Anaheim, so Disneyland's right there and all that. So we'll be able to do some really fun things with the girls when we're down there, and we'll have a full itinerary. Obviously, on the 19th, we don't have a game, and so we'll probably get maybe an hour walk through practice in just to prep a little bit for Pacific Union, but the majority of that day is going to be our girls' day. For them to be able to go out and have some fun and experience the area and really be together is the most important thing. Because then on the 20th we turn back around and it's game day again. And so we'll fly back on the 21st, and then our girls will have from the 22nd until the 29th off for Christmas, so they'll get a full week off where they can go spend time with their families, which is so important and much needed in the middle of the season.
Well, Coach Bertram, I appreciate you for coming in, taking the time to talk with me today. Very excited about the future of this program. Good luck against Concordia on Wednesday, Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday, and then the holiday schedule.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tel.
This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Take a break, come back in a couple of minutes with one of the seniors of the program, Kaity Hove, around the corner.
Chuck is a Runza French fry superfan.
Can't get enough of them.
Is it the crinkly goodness?
Kinda.
Is it the way the crinkles on the fry expertly hold the Runza Ranch?
Yeah.
Is it the fact that Runza Kringle fries look like tiny accordions?
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It makes me so happy.
You're not wrong, Chuck. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Runza, 3206 Broadway Avenue.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
This is Brandon from Lewis & Clark Ford. Picture this. It's football season and time to tailgate. You pull up in your new F-150 from Lewis & Clark Ford and drop that tailgate with a smile that screams, I know what I'm doing. Take advantage of up to $8,000 off an F-150 today from Lewis & Clark Ford and tailgate with a smile. Lewis & Clark Ford, a proud sponsor of Mount Marty Athletics.
Lewis & Clark Ford Lincoln, 4th and Capitol Yankton, lewisandclarkford.com.
I've never been Nick sick, but my little sister has. She was vaping with friends. She thought it was cool because I did it. That hit me pretty hard. Did some checking, found out that nicotine in vape is really dangerous, especially for younger kids. You get a buzz, but when the nicotine wears off, your brain, it craves more. It permanently affects learning, focus, and mood. Nicotine addiction is no joke.
If you need help quitting vape, call the South Dakota Quit Line at 1-866-SD-QUITS.
Powerful changes occur when people unite. At United Way of Greater Yankton, we unite people to activate positive change and to make lives better. Help us build a brighter future for all through access to health care, basic needs, a good education, and financial stability. Learn more about United Way of Greater Yankton, our mission, our programs, and how you can help online at yanktonunitedway.org. Together, united, we are building a brighter future for all.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker. Let's go now to our featured player of the day, Kaity Hove. First time in our KYNT studios, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for coming in, Kaity.
Yep.
All right, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about you. Talk about Mount Marty. First off, have you ever been on a mic like this before on radio?
I have not, but I have been on the radio before.
Oh, well, tell me that story. Where was that at?
Mainly at my high school or like after a game, big tournaments and stuff.
Fair enough. Let's talk about that high school. You come out of Bismarck State College. You're from Trenton, North Dakota. Can you tell me about North Dakota in general and what it was like growing up there and the rivalry with South Dakota, of course?
Well, North Dakota, you know, it's cold.
It is.
Lots of snow, usually anyways. All kinds of wind.
Obviously. So you go into Bismarck State College is where you go to college, and then you make the decision to come to Mount Marty. What was it about Allan Bertram and this Lancer squad that made you say, Yankton is where I want to be?
Well, Coach called me up with all kinds of confidence and then telling me, like, we are going to build this program, and I just decided I want to be a part of that.
I gotcha. We'll talk about Yankton itself then. Since you've gotten here, what are some of the things you like to do around town? Maybe places to eat or things you do for fun?
Places to eat. There's this Mexican restaurant that I just absolutely love to go to. They have really good enchiladas. And places to do and have fun, I go down to the water and like maybe swim with my teammates and just drive around, look at the pretty view by the dam there too.
Absolutely. Going and driving over the dam is just one of my favorite places in this town. As you go, obviously when you're not playing basketball, what are some of the other things you do? Any hobbies?
No, mainly just hanging out with my teammates. Like sometimes we'll have like, lately we've been having like soup nights on Sunday, or we'll just cook each other supper and just bond, watch movies and hang out. Otherwise, I'm just hanging out in my room.
Soup nights on Sundays. That's interesting. Do you all make different things, or just one person kind of make and bring it to a group, or how does that work? Tell me about soup
we all pitch in on the ingredients, and then it's usually like one or two girls cooking because you don't want too many people in the kitchen.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. I get it. So when you talk about the soup night, is that an every Sunday thing?
It was for a while. We didn't do it this last Sunday, but we try to do as much as we can, just some bonding.
If my friends make me hamburger helper, I'm happy. So you're spoiled. I hope you know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as you talk about this team, you talk about your connections in college, I want to talk about the classes themselves. Obviously, in this program, there's a lot of shift over of majors between everybody else in the program. Can you talk about the academics at Mount Marty themselves and what made you want to come here for that as well as basketball on the academic side of things?
Yep. I came here and I wanted to do exercise science. I knew I wanted that for sure. And according to my research, we had a lot of Mount Marty had a lot of exercise science classes that I really liked and wanted to do. And then it turns out we have a really good professor, Daniel Flehy. And I learned so much from him and everything and stuff like that.
So let's talk about the future plans. Obviously, you're a graduating senior this upcoming spring. Next year, or next semester, I guess it is next year. We made that joke off air before this. You're going to have a busy schedule. You're a second semester senior going into graduation. Can you tell me about that schedule and what it's going to be like?
Oh, yeah, I got a packed schedule, especially on my Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 5 classes in one day. Usually it's like 3 classes.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have games on Wednesdays as well. Oh, wait, never mind.
So that's going to be a busy all Wednesdays.
So it's going to be a busy schedule. What are some of those classes that you need to finish up and some of the ones you're looking forward to?
Some of them are just electives because I did most of my major classes, but I might have a couple tough ones. Honestly, I don't really remember all my classes that I have to take right now because I'm just trying to finish this year out.
You're getting into finals week here really quick. Finals week, I believe, is this week and next week, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
So what's that going to look like for you? You got anything coming up?
For me, honestly, I don't really have that many exams or anything. I just have presentations that I will have to present for.
That's always fun. What's your strategy going into presentations? Are you a good public speaker?
Not really, but I just tough it out.
Got to tough it out. It's about all you can do. When you talk about this school and you talk about these semesters, you're going into finals week and then a holiday break. What are some of the plans outside of basketball upcoming for this holiday break?
Well, I just got my 10-hour drive home and hang out with my family, and then 10-hour drive back.
It's a very fun drive, too, up to North Dakota, just going straight up 29, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I just love the view, just fields and cows, pretty much.
You gotta love it.
And the occasional town.
The occasional town of solid 20 people.
Yep.
That's always fun. All right, Kaity, talk about this trip to California. This will be the second trip, obviously, in 2 years you guys have been able to take. Can you tell me, are you excited for this California trip?
I'm very excited. I've never actually been to California. I've only been in the airport because I was going to Australia back in high school. But, yeah, I've never actually been to California.
We'll talk about California in a second, but what were you going to Australia for?
So there was this coach called me up, and he said he wants to get a bunch of North Dakota and Montana kids, create a team, and we went down to Australia for 2 weeks. We played some teams down there, and we played a semi-pro team.
That had to be really fun. What's it like in the land down under?
It was very beautiful. It was during their winter time, but really that's like the nice days during spring or fall in North Dakota.
So what does winter time in Australia look like? Like, what was the temperature?
For me, it'd be like t-shirt weather.
Okay.
But for everybody else that is from there, they're wearing coats. And we were swimming in the ocean, and all the locals were looking at us like we were crazy.
That's awesome. Did you get to visit the Outback or any of the kind of wild areas of Australia while you were there?
I did not, but we did get to go to a couple zoos and like obstacle courses that were like in trees and stuff. It was really fun.
That sounds awesome. Like, what kind of zoos and obstacle courses? What do you mean by that?
One of the zoos we went to, like, we could actually go and interact with like kangaroos and stuff, like the little ones. And then the obstacle course, we had to wear harnesses and be attached to like a cord the entire time because it was up in like inside the trees and everything.
That's super cool. I've always wanted to go there, and that's on my bucket list. All right, let's talk about California and this trip upcoming. Obviously, it's going to be a fun one where you get all of the team together. Apparently, 30-something people as well, with the JV team being able to go. So that's got to be super fun. You're going to have some roommates. You're going to have plenty of fun nights, as Coach Bertram will tell you to go to bed, and you just won't, obviously. Can you tell me what that's going to be like, being able to bond with the teammates?
I think it's going to be really fun. Like, I feel like I bonded a lot with the younger girls since I already knew like all the older girls from like last year. But I don't know, I think it'd be a really good experience for all of us to just get away from the Midwest anyways. That's what I'm excited for. And just experience a whole new different type of life and like different teams and probably their style. And it would be a great experience for us to be able to adjust to new teams.
Coach Bertram mentioned that it was in Anaheim, which is where Disneyland is. Have you ever been to Disney, either Disney World or Disneyland?
I have not, except apparently I did in the womb.
Okay.
But otherwise, no.
I guess the closest area to here that has something like a roller coaster would probably be the Mall of America. Have you ever been on a roller coaster?
I have been on multiple roller coasters, and I love them so much.
Yeah? That's
yeah.
awesome. Where have you been?
I don't remember what they're called, but it was like, well, I've been in the Mall of America one, and I rode all of those rides.
Sure.
You know, I had to. I was a little kid, but I don't remember the names of the other places because I was always young. And then when I got older, it was all basketball and all kinds of sports, so I didn't have time to like actually like go on family trips and stuff.
Well, Kaity, I appreciate you for coming in, talking with me today. I want to talk about a few more things. First off, your family. Did they get to come down to Yankton very often, witness some games, or do they get to watch?
They watch every single game, and I get feedback every time, even if I don't want feedback on how I played. Last year they came to as many games as they could, and then this year they haven't came to much, but they're like I said, 10 hours away from Yankton.
Tough drive.
So, but they do plan on coming to at least a couple this year, especially like our senior night. So
that'll be great. Kaity, do you have any final mention or final message for Lancer fans as we sign off here?
All I gotta say is thanks for the support, and we'd like more support as well.
Kaity, thank you very much for coming in today. I appreciate your time. This is the Lancer Locker on a KYNT. Let's go ahead and take a final break, come back, wrap things up in a couple minutes.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan. Fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
At Pizza Ranch, we want you to pick and choose. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch, and right now, our online carryout deal is pick and choose 2 or more of select items for just $7.99 each. Choose from a medium one-topping pizza, a medium cheesy ranch sticks, a single chicken fries, an 8-piece boneless wings, a chocolate chip cookie, a small cactus bread, or 4 20-ounce beverages. Carry these out, and your dinner is done. Pick and choose at pizzaranch.com.
When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. Smart Trailer from Sureco is still the most complete line of electric accessories for your grain trailer. Smart accessories such as the 4500 Series HD electric tarp, Pro Trap, and Auto Trap electric hopper doors, and the Drive Max Auger Drive Kit from Sureco both offer convenience and peace of mind for operators. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at sureco.com. Make it Sureco.
Most of us have an idea about the type of home we want to live in, a decorative vision. Whether it's a traditional residence inspired by a specific period, or a minimalist model of function and efficiency, or a cool boho pad filled with plant life and earthy decor, you deserve to have the home you want. And at Slumberland, we want to help you achieve it. Live in the home you dream about. See us at Slumberland in Yankton, 2401 Broadway.
Moving is hard work. This is Deb Speck from Vision Real Estate, and I'd like to show you how I can make moving a little easier. From staging your home, providing moving boxes, and the use of our enclosed courtesy trailer, to the behind-the-scenes marketing, attention to detail, you can rest easy knowing you have an experienced professional working for you. Call me, Deb Speck, at 605-664-5555.
Oktoberfest is a brief moment of fall beer drinking beauty. So have Samuel Adams Oktoberfest on hand as the nights get cooler and the days a little shorter. Smooth taste with the roasty sweetness and light hop character that's only available for a short time. Kick off cooler weather with food and friends and don't miss a moment with Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. Grab it while you can at your favorite place to buy beer.
All right, back in the Lancer Locker. One final time, big shout out to Allan Bertram and Kaity Hove for coming in and talking with me today for Mount Marty women's basketball. It was a fun talk with both of them. I always enjoy getting to talk to student athletes at Mount Marty University. So let's go ahead and talk about the upcoming schedule here for a couple of sports. First off, when it comes to the track and field schedule, Concordia Bulldog Early Bird Meet will be this upcoming weekend, Friday and Saturday, December 8th and 9th. And then next Saturday, January 13th will be the next one for the Mount Marty Lancers as they host a meet in the Ruth Donahue Fieldhouse, First Dakota Fieldhouse in Yankton on January 13th. So they get that holiday break coming up after this next weekend, but they go to Concordia, Seward, Nebraska this weekend. We'll give you results next Monday on the Lancer Locker as well. For the basketball teams, they got Concordia this Wednesday at home. Concordia University versus the Mount Marty Lancers, 6 p.m. in the Simple Arena. We're live at 5:15 here on KYNT, KYNTV, pregame coverage of that one. Then upcoming on Saturday, we will be going to Mitchell, South Dakota with the Mount Marty Lancer team. I will be there in the Corn Palace myself. It's going to be a lot of fun there. The last time the Lancers were in the Corn Palace, there was a walk-off buzzer beater to win it by Mount Marty's own Cole Bowen. So it's going to be a fun one a little bit of revenge here for both these two teams that just get into really fun matchups every time they play Dakota Wesleyan and Mount Marty on Saturday. That's their upcoming schedule on the Lancer Locker. Let's go ahead and finish things up here today. I got to get out of here. It's KYNT 102.1 FM, AM 1450. Thanks to Allan Bertram. Thanks to Kaity Hove for coming in. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Lancer Locker. We'll be back